Hello, everyone. Have you checked your results? It's on Spectrum already. Anyone? For your test as well as for your progress report. Yes, no? Okay, what? Yes, isn't it? For you.
Madam?
Right. What? Yeah, somebody want to say something. You know how to check, right?
I don't think we can check the result for the test yet.
Can. Progress report check already.
No, I missed the test.
Oh, the test, I think it's the same. You scroll down. One of the students said you just scroll down, you can see your test grades lah. I mean, anybody has already checked in and could see your test grade. You know what to do, isn't it? Go to Spectrum page, click on the left hand, there's a tree, and then a column would drop out, the left-hand column. Press on grade, click on grades. Then scroll down, you can see your test grades. Can or not?
Oh, yeah, I found that already.
Okay, so right, you should be able to see presentation. I still couldn't key in. There's something wrong. I mean, I don't know with my system, so I couldn't key in yet. So I hope to do it later today. Yeah, I'll let you know once it's up. Bad network quality. Can you hear me clearly? You have a problem? Listen, can you hear me? All of you? Can? Okay. What I plan to do today is we're still covering one more topic for week 13 on writing. We come back to the language aspect of the language aspect of your writing, right? We have already learned to we have already know that in writing, for technical writing, you need to stick to your, keep it simple, what is the two keywords, the two keywords for writing that will be, for technical writing to be effective. The two keywords. Remember from the beginning of the course, the two keywords for your right to us. Let me share my screen and we'll look at technical writing. Yeah. Bad network. Right. Let me know if you can't hear me. Can you hear me? You can hear me? Okay, I think there's some problem here. Yeah, let me. Could you hear me? Yes? No? show me some signals or something. Okay, we're going to cover technical writing. We're going to look at some tips for good, effective technical writing this week. In fact, it's nothing new to you all, except that I will show you samples of students' writing so that you will know, you look out for these pitfalls so that you're aware whether how to make your writing more effective. What are the things to avoid? What are the things that you should look out for in your writing? So in your progress report, I read through, most of it is okay. They only consist, the only, one of the problems is the language, the writing. Some of you, I know you, of course, you're trying your best to write in your own words. That is good. But in so doing, do not end up with sentences that are overly long, excessively long, or wrong use of words and so on. Okay, so we will look back at the, if you can remember, for technical writing. Can you hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, you should answer earlier. Okay, so you can hear me, then I'll go on because it shows here poor technical, a poor network quality. Okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, good technical documents are rich in meaning and low in unneeded words and phrases. Yeah, low means words that are not necessary, words that means don't make it precise and concise. Remember, precise and concise. Precise means accurate, specific, not vague, not ambiguous. Concise means use as few words as you can. Do not use unnecessary words. So in other words, clearly and concise. Why is that? So that documents take less time and trouble to read. Remember, when you write, the documents are written, or rather technical writing is done not to entertain your readers. It is to give information, right, or instructions, right, or asking the reader, giving the reader facts and information for them either to do something or to approve something, right? So to give approval, to give permission. Okay, so they do not have time. These are busy people. Yeah, so that documents, your documents should be written in such a way so that it doesn't take much time. It doesn't take up their time and trouble to read. They're able to read it quickly and easily and clearly, right? And understand what you are saying here, what you are trying to express, what you're saying here, what message you're trying to deliver. Okay, so the main thing you've got to keep in mind, cut out unnecessary words and phrases, right? Okay, so in other words, it's called, in writing, you have to remember, be economical with your words. Economical. You know what's economical, isn't it? Right? Thrifty. Do not be spendthrift. Economical. Save your words. Don't use too many words. Don't waste words in your writing, right? So any unnecessary words and phrases, cut it out. Okay, so this is one very easy example, right? Look at this sentence. It was Samson who won the first prize. It was Samson who won the first prize. Is it economical here? Is there an economical use of words here? Or are there unnecessary words that you can cut off so that it can be more concise? How should it be rewritten as? Someone? Quickly?
Samson won the first prize.
Yes, exactly. No need it was, although grammatically there's nothing wrong, grammatically it's accurate, but there are different ways of writing the same thing, right? So for technical writing, write it as simply as straightforward as you can. So why use extra words like it was, and then after that you have to add who here, right? So just say straightforward, straight away, Samson won the first prize. It's the same meaning, isn't it? It conveys the same message, right? So cut out, these are all the unnecessary words that you should cut out, yeah? So in other words, avoid sentences that begin with it was, or there was, or there is, or even there is, there was. Students try to drop this kind of phrase, yeah, so that to be more economical in the use of your words, so that your sentences are shorter and more concise. Okay, here are some examples. Look at these examples, that is taken from students writing, from past year students writing, of course. And you see the errors and the mistakes that make out every year. Year in, year out, they're almost the same. Now, this sample is the use of there are, there is. I don't know why students love to use, it is not necessary. When it's not necessary, no need, because it doesn't add meaning, further meaning to the sentence. Yeah, if you can do without it, drop it. Yeah, and okay, and I think sometimes you all write, students write by English by translating from maybe BM or from your dialects, right, from Chinese or Tamil, I don't know, right, from your dialects from into English, but that's not the way. Yeah, so that's why it ends up sounding awkward, and most of the time end up with very long-winded on of excessive extra words that are not necessary. Okay, look at this example. There are thousands of students who attended the education fair. Look at another example. Unfortunately, there was no student taking the initiative to recycle. Yeah. Another one. The graph shows that there are 18 respondents out of 108 respondents smoke. Right? And one more. Sue is the one who is in charge of logistics. You see the awkward phrases that should be dropped, right? So that your reading, your writing looks more professional. In this case, this is not professional, right? It's almost like when we speak, it's okay. There are so many students, but when we write, drop any words that are not necessary. Okay. So if you look at it, let me highlight those words that are not necessary. Yeah. So how do you rewrite this then? How do you make it concise? How will it sound? Quickly, give me the answer. The first one. Quite simple. Right? What? Quickly. Maybe be here for the whole day, Quickly, what's the correct version for this? Instead of writing there are, just drop it, and then straight away you say right, thousands of students attended the education fair. That's it. Full stop. Yeah. Okay. Next, unfortunately, there was taking the initiative. Can you read?
Unfortunately, students takes no initiative to recycle.
Connection okay. Well, I keep saying poor quality call. Unfortunately, took the initiative to recycle. See, it's almost followed exactly. No student took the initiative to recycle. It's the same meaning actually from what you said. That's another way of saying it, which is correct also. Students took no initiative to recycle. No student took the initiative to recycle. Yeah, can. Yeah, good. So you don't have all this unnecessary there was. All right, next. The graph shows that there are 18 respondents out of 108 respondents smoke. The graph shows that there are. See how awkward it sounds. The graph shows that how Somebody? Anybody? Anybody? The graph drop that there are, so shows that 18. Do we need to repeat respondents? Do we need to repeat the word? The graph shows that
18 out of 108.
Yeah. Yes, 18 out of 108
Respondents.
Respondents smoke. Yeah, so just use one time the word respondents. Huh? Okay, Sue is the one. Why must say is the one? Just say straight away, direct. Sue what? Or she or Sue. Sue is in charge of logistics. That's it. No need is the one, or some even worse, some right there. The one who is in charge of logistics is Sue. You see the indirect way of doing of saying things. The one in charge, who is in charge of logistics, even more messy. So just say direct. Always put the subject in front. Sue is in charge. Okay. Rather than right. All right, so that was one example of by how to cut out unnecessary words. By don't use sentences like there are, there is, it was, it is. Just say straight away how it was done. Another one is another way of avoiding cutting out unnecessary words. Look at this example. Avoid places that have many people, such as shopping malls. Avoid places that have many people, such as shopping. That is a very common, familiar instruction that we hear every day now. Now, how do you make it more concise? Phrases like this, the that phrases, avoid places that have many people. Instead of so many words here, if you can find a word, a single word, one word to replace something, a phrase, use that one word. That's how one way of cutting down unnecessary words. Yeah? Anybody try? How can you rephrase that? Avoid what? What word can you use for places that have many people? What do you call those places? What is the one word that you can use to describe those places? Avoid? Can you?
Crowded.
Correct. Crowded places or busy places, right? So yeah, use one word. Use one word. Avoid crowded places, right? So what you the principle here is remove unnecessary things, phrases, the that la, which la, and all that. Another one. Thank you for choosing our company, which is GDEX. The students actually write like this. Thank you for choosing our company, which is GDEX. Why so? So what do you call it? Going round and round. Don't know. Trying to add more words or what? I don't know. What is a direct way of saying thank you for? Thank you for choosing. No need to say our company. Once you mention our company, you have to mention what is the company's name, right? So it's understood it's our company. That's why you thank them for choosing. So no need to mention our company. So thank you for choosing GDEX. That's it. And don't say thank you for choosing GDEX, which is our company. Oh, no need. Yeah? No need. So cut up phrases like this. So remove unnecessary phrases, right? To make your sentences short, concise, straight to the point, straight. Yeah. So look at this. All these classic examples they writing over the years. So messy, isn't it? Challenges are a common thing in every research that are being carried out by anyone. Students actually write like that, you know. We have a model which is built for more durability. This one you can shorten it further also. In fact, the first the first four examples are taken from the reports that students are similar to the reports that you all are writing. So if you look at it, I've highlighted all those cumbersome phrases. All these cumbersome phrases, maybe some is very what do you call it? It gets in the way lah. Which makes your sentence, instead of straightforward, make it more complex. Okay, so how do you improve on this? Instead have been given, how do you rewrite this? Some you can just drop in cases, maybe you replace the phrase with a singular word, right? Sometimes you don't even have to replace, because you can just drop it and the meaning is still right. Having the phrase added to it doesn't add more meaning or make it more clear. Drop it, you'll be even clear. Right. The answer will be quick lah. This is all the okay, next one. Students have different objects that are conducted. How do you rewrite this? Students have you drop this, no need that after by us. On what? On? Anybody? Anyone? Kyril, are you there, Kyril? Kyril, are you here? Kyril not here, is it? Kyril, are you here? I know Amar is here. Who else? To call names. This is already the second last week already. Just respond lah, you all. Yeah.
Can I answer? Students have different opinions on our topics.
Sorry?
Students have
Correct. Yeah. Students have different opinions on our topics. Yeah. Okay. Right in such an awkward way. Yeah. Okay. Good. Okay. Next one. This is a good example. We shared the online survey through online social media, which is WhatsApp. The excessive words that into the sentence drop. How can you rewrite? We share. Anybody? Quick.
We share the online survey through WhatsApp.
Exactly. Yeah. In fact, the word online is repeated. Online survey through online social media and just what? Yeah. Okay. All right. Next one. Challenges are in every research that are being carried out by anyone. Right. So again, this one. Thing, using the word thing are a common thing is a common thing. Try to avoid words like thing. Words I mean, when we speak, it's okay, but when it's written down, it's not formal. It's not very professional. So drop words like, oh, it's a good thing, it's a common thing. Just say it's good or it's common, right? So challenges are what? Are common, right? Challenges are common in every research. You need to say that are being carried out by anyone. No need what you say every research. Every research means they are being carried out by anyone. It means the same thing. So it's redundant, this whole phrase. It's understood, right? So no need to add this one. So it doesn't look better like this. Challenges are common in every research. Okay? Next one. We have a model which built for more durability? We have a, how can you rephrase that so that instead of using this phrase, which is built or that is built for more durability, we have a, what kind of model? In fact, this durability, durability, 5 syllables now. What is the root word for durability? You can use a simpler word. I mean, it's the same word, like you use the root word. Anyone? How do you rewrite that? We have a, this durability is a noun, you know. Change it into an adjective. We have a, what kind of model? A?
Durable.
Durable, isn't it? Durable means can last lah, boleh tahan lah, durable, lasting. We have a?
Durable model.
What?
Durable model.
Yeah. What? We have a? Yeah, it's durable model, correct. But one more adjective, you have to add one more word. You see, it's written here, we have, which is built for more durability. So we have a more durable. See? There's no, that's how it's by Samson, right?
Doctor, sorry for interrupting.
Yeah. Anything?
We can't hear you, maybe because of internet connectivity.
Oh, yeah. Now or all the while?
Just now, it's a bit laggy already.
Yeah, I know this. That's why it keeps appearing here. What about now? Can now?
Yeah, now it's okay.
Okay. I know once in a while the thing pops up. I think when that happens, then I will call this the subject is at the end. It's actually called the again poor call quality. It's called the passive voice, isn't it? Right? Passive voice were won by Samson. So what is the proper? Try to avoid as far as possible. Avoid writing in the passive voice. Avoid that because passive voice, you know, it's passive voice, isn't it? Where the action is in front, right? And then the subject is at the back, right? Right? In the active voice, opposite of passive is active. Put the doer in front, right? So how do you rewrite this using the active voice? Who is the doer? Who is the subject here?
Samson.
Yeah, Samson won 3 prizes. Say, use the active voice where you have the subject in front followed by the action verb. Yeah, use it more frequently rather than passive voice in your writing the document. So you can see in the active voice the sentences are much better. So very quickly, so these are examples. You passive voice is given. See how it sounds here. See how it comes out. It's always a passive voice. Always the sentences are longer. You use more words, and it's a little bit more difficult to read if one network again. Oh, look, you're right. Okay, you if there's poor connection, you can't hear me. You just look at the slide, right? And then you can see what passive voice means. So what is it like when it's written like this, and then how it can be improved by changing into the active voice. And how can you rewrite an active voice? Remember, active voice, put the still start with in week 11, then in week 11, or you can put week 11 at the back, right? It doesn't matter. So, but the subject must not be here. Must not be at the end of the sentence. So in week 11, again, you can't hear me. Okay. Anyone can give me an answer? In week 11, we, instead of will be analyzed by us, we
We will analyze the results.
will, correct. In week 14, the report will be completed and submitted by him. So say in week 14, where the subject becomes he will be and submit the report. Okay, it's the same. Another one, below are the questions asked to the interviewees. Here, there is no subject shown here, so you put in the own subject. Depends on your context. It can be a he, it can be a she, we, or they, so it can, this is how you can rewrite it in the active one. She asked the interviewees the following questions. Yeah. This one, the report has been started to prepare. The report has been started to prepare. My goodness, it looks as if the report is preparing by itself, you know. Although there's especially no subjects mentioned. Put the subject again, introduce the subject here. It can be we. If you are writing a report about what you have done, say we have, how do you write it? We have what? We have, instead of writing this way, we have what? Started. Emily, we have started. Yeah. The compost been achieved. Just say we. We don't say has been achieved lah. You know, it sounds so. In the first place, it's in the passive voice, right? So, we have to put a big word there. So we have completed the project. Yeah, we have completed the project. Okay, another example of cutting out unnecessary words. Here's another way of. We have already mentioned two ways, right, of cutting down unnecessary words. Don't use the there is, there are, there was, it is. And the other one is don't try to avoid using all the that and which phrases. And also the third way is writing in the active voice. Yeah. Now this is another one. You come across a statement like this. He came to the conclusion that the report was a summation of the main findings. Very wordy, very long-winded, and also use of phrases like came to the conclusion. If you can use one word to replace this, please use the one word. Came to the Ayo, I was locked out just now. Okay, let me continue. Right, let me continue. Just now, something went off. Let me go back to screen sharing again. Where was I? Tech writing, yeah. Okay. Right, we were here, right? Okay, came to the conclusion. You hear me now? Right? Can you use one word to replace this awkward phrase? Although it's quite common and we all understand what it means, right? He came to the conclusion. Can you use one word? What word can replace this?
He concluded.
Correct, right? He concluded. In fact, it's from this word conclusion. Conclusion is the root word is actually conclude. It's from a verb actually. But when you add ION, it becomes a noun. So try to avoid all this ION, shen here, shen there, ION, which is a noun, and replace it with the verb itself, the direct active verb. So he concluded, right? That the report, again, another one was a summation of the main findings. So this one, summation, again, is ION, is a ION noun word. What is the root? What is the verb here? The root word for summation, which is a verb actually. What is the root word?
Summary.
Summarize. Summarize is a verb. Summarize, right? Okay, so he concluded, so it should be rewritten like this. He concluded that the report summarized the main findings, you see? Rather than writing in such an awkward way like this. So the key is to, you see all these ION, I try to, as far as possible in your writing, try to avoid all these ION nouns. And then replace it with the original action verb instead of writing it in the form of a noun. Then it's much more direct and straightforward, yeah? And so the key here is to replace ION nouns with action verbs. Okay, so let's look at some student example now. Also very common, and you come across it all the time, right? It's okay if we are speaking, but when in writing, it becomes very cumbersome, right? Very complex and difficult to read through. That's why sentences become long and wordy. All right, for example, we made a discussion on the survey questions. Look out for all these ION words. Another one, he gave an explanation of what happened yesterday. Yeah, if you can use an active verb to replace it, use the active verb. Another one, students have to make online registration on website to register for their subjects. Yeah. Another one, we made an acknowledgement. Instead of ION, some verbs, you add MENT to make it a noun. It's also the same thing. Yeah? Too wordy. We made an acknowledgement of her success. Next one, for the duration. Students love to use the word duration. For the duration of the research process, why duration? Well, you can use the root word. Okay, let's look at the whole thing, right? So I highlighted all those awkward phrases, right? Where you can replace it with one word or you can drop it all together. Please do so. That's how you make your writing more concise. Yeah? Okay, so what can we do with the first one? We made a discussion on the survey questions. What is one word that can replace this? What's one word that can replace this? Verb. What's the verb? Take from this word discussion.
We discussed the survey questions.
Correct. We discussed. That's it. Right? Rather than 1, 2, 3, 4. Just replace it with one word. Exactly. The key to doing it is to drop the ION and go straight and use the action verb itself. Don't use the noun form of the word. Use the verb, the root word. Yeah? Same thing here. He gave an explanation of what happened yesterday. So the verb, he explained what happened yesterday. Okay? This one is also a classic example. Students have to make online registration on website to register for their subjects. Can you see some repetition here? Online and website. You sometimes say online, no need to say website because website is online, online is website, right? So no need to repeat. And then registration, register. Yeah. So how do you rewrite that? Students have to. Anyone? Students have to. Instead of make online registration, students have to. The verb here is
access the website.
No need. Use back the original words here. Students have to, instead of registration, what is the verb here?
Register.
Register. Where's the online? You can say students have to register on the website lah, but easier will be students have to register online, isn't it? Register online for their subjects. Yeah, students have to register online for their subject. Okay, so no need to say website already lah. That case. Okay, this one. We made an acknowledgement of her success. Again, what is the long, look at acknowledgement, 4 syllable with the MENT because you turn it into a noun. But what is the original, the root word here, the verb here? We
Acknowledge.
We acknowledged. Acknowledge what? Her. I mean, complete the sentence. We acknowledged
her success.
Correct. We acknowledged her success. Right? Exactly. Okay, and then finally, for the duration of the process of the research. For the duration of the process of the research. Very cumbersome, isn't it? What is the one word that you can use instead of the word duration? If you say duration, you have to use this for the duration of. One word that can replace this.
Throughout.
Throughout, okay, can, throughout. Yeah, throughout
During.
the process. Can, yes, but more closely linked to this. In fact, duration comes from the what word? The duration.
During.
During, yeah, you can just say during the, instead of, and then the process of the research, you can turn it the other way around. During the, swap the place. During the research process, isn't it? Right? It's the same thing, research process. During the research process, yeah? So that's it lah, yeah? How to cut down words, yeah? Like I said, most of the time people write, students write like this because you're making direct translation. You're writing in English, directly translated from, most likely it's VM lah. I think you're more familiar with PM writing, so it's translated. That's not the way. So the only way you can, how to pick up all these, how to learn to write it in this way, is actually a skill that you will pick up through practice. Practice in writing and through reading. So read. The best way, the most guaranteed way of improving your writing is through reading. Read more. Yeah, read. Anything that get your hands on. Don't say like I read my textbook. That's not counted, right? In fact, textbooks are boring, isn't it? Right? So not textbooks, but any kind of materials that you can get your hands on now. Read. Any subject that's of interest to you, read. Read it in English. If you're interested in football, then you read anything about football, but in English, right? If you're interested in Korean drama, then read anything about Korean stars or whatever in English, right? So read as much as you can. And just scrolling through the internet is not reading. Scroll through social media is not reading. Reading is actually read books. Maybe I hope you all still buy books to read, and so on. Yeah. So read. There's no shortcut to improving your writing. And in fact, reading not only improves your language, right? You also gain in knowledge and information when you read. I think you keep people. I mean, research keeps showing that Malaysians are not reading enough. You have to read, and cultivate the habit of reading. That's how you see in reading, you not only improve your language, you not only gain in knowledge and information, you also improve in your writing because you see the style of how these writers write, and you will tend to follow and copy that style, follow the style, how they write, how they structure the sentences. You pick that up through constant reading. Okay. All right. Okay. So we are finished with all the economy cutting down. There's another example. There's another what do you call it? Aspect of language of writing is called parallelism, which you need to take note of. In fact, so far what I've mentioned is all in your handout. Not the examples lah. The tips that was given. Parallelism is another one. Parallelism comes from the word parallel. Parallel, it's parallel, isn't it? Parallel lines. Parallel structure. We also use the word parallel structure for language. Parallel structure means using the same pattern of words in a single sentence. Now look at this sentence. Let me show you a very simple example. She likes hiking, swimming, and to ride a bicycle. Now, this sentence is not parallel. The pattern, can you see the pattern of words here? In one single sentence, the pattern must be the same throughout. She likes hiking, so it is hiking in continuous form. Swimming, and how should I rewrite this to make it parallel?
Riding.
Huh?
Riding.
Correct. Yes. Huh? Not this way. This one is almost same already. The pattern is different from here, right? So simply it means like this lah. Hiking, swimming, and riding. Then it's called parallel structure, right? So in your writing, keep this in mind. Let me show you again. Usually, parallel structures occur when you are listing something. This, comma, this, and this in the sentence. And then that's where you need to show the same pattern of words. Okay. For example, let's look at this. Students often skip their meals due to financial problems and they do not have time. Can you see? Non-parallel. Students often skip their meals. Okay, fine. Due to, okay, two reasons are given. And this is how it was written. Due to financial problems and they do not have time. See, it's not parallel here. Okay, let's look at another example. They face difficulties in managing their task, comma, concentrate in their studies, comma, and suicidal thoughts. You see, usually it's when you're listing something, yeah, that you can see that whether the structure is parallel. Are they following the same pattern throughout? It's in one single sentence, yeah. So here is they face difficulties in managing their task, concentrate in their studies, and suicidal thoughts. Not parallel. You don't have the same pattern throughout. Another one, they do not have enough money to buy a meal or college needs. Again, to buy a meal or college needs. So again, it's not parallel. Because so these are the, let me highlight the aspect, the features that are not parallel in each of the sentences. And then we try to correct it so that you make it, so that you form parallel structures, right? So how do you improve on this? Students often skip their meals due to financial problems. Okay, this is a noun, financial problems. Okay, and this is a word, a phrase here. So you must try to find a noun phrase that replaces this one. This is a subject-verb structure. So it's different structure from here. So that's why it's different pattern. How do you put it, describe something that when people do not have time, can you come up with a noun phrase that describes the condition of not having enough time?
Busy.
Anyone? Sorry?
Busy.
Busy. Busy is an adjective. I'm busy, you see? But it's not in a noun form. I know the meaning is there. Just like do not have time, busy is the meaning is there, but it must be written in the form of a noun. So when somebody is busy, do not have time for anything, how do you put it in the noun phrase? Financial problems and?
Busyness.
And what?
Busyness.
Time constraint.
Time constraint, that's right. It should be more of this and time constraint, or you can say unlimited time, right? So yeah, time constraints, yeah? So financial problem and time constraints. So this, the word term here, time constraint, refer to this, do not have time. Okay? All right, good try, yeah? So same thing here. They face difficulties in managing their tasks. Okay, can you see the pattern here? Managing is a continuous form. Managing their task is a verb in a continuous form. So what should be here? Managing their task, concentrate or concentrate. What do you add here? What do you change here? Concentrating. Correct, in their studies. And then suddenly there's a noun here, suicidal thoughts. So you must add a verb here, right, with an ing, so that it follows the same pattern now. Managing their task, concentrating in their studies, and suicidal thoughts. Maybe can use words like and handling suicidal thoughts, or avoiding suicidal thoughts, or dealing with suicidal thoughts. You know what I mean, right? So it should go something like this lah. They face difficulties in managing the tasks, concentrating the studies, and avoiding suicidal thoughts. You see what I mean, right? Structure, a parallel structure. Okay, and finally, they do not have enough money to buy a meal, or to what? So you have to add something here. You cannot say or college needs, because here he says it's a phrase to buy. So this one, or to, whenever you talk about needs, so to what? You can say to handle college needs, or to, usually the verb that goes together with needs is to what? Anybody? I have a need. I have to handle my needs, or have to. Usually another verb that goes together with needs. Or
To meet the college
correct, yes, or to meet college needs, or to, you can say to fulfill college needs, but fulfill is also a big word. So simple one, to meet your needs, not to meet college needs. Yeah, okay, right, good. Not enough money to buy a meal or to meet college needs. So then it becomes parallel. Yeah, so use this. Remember this lah, when we write lah. So a very common problem. Okay, a little bit more examples of how to improve your sentence structure. Sentences like this. Break up excessively long sentences. They are also called run-on sentence. Run-on means it keeps running on and on and on. And sentences get too long like this. You know, this is all one sentence. One sentence. Sometimes you all even write one whole paragraph, one sentence only. So we lose track, you see, in our writing. We don't read back and then you see, oh, this sentence is too long, you see. So when it's too long, you break it up into 2 sentences or maybe even 3. Smoking also brings impact on our respiratory system. For example, irritation of the trachea and larynx, and also limiting lung function and difficulty breathing due to swollen narrow airways of the lungs. Yeah, break it. It's talking about the effects of smoking lah, right? So there are a few effects mentioned here. Brings impact. So you can break it halfway lah. You can break it into 2. Smoking also brings impact on our respiratory system. For example, irritation of the trachea and larynx. You can stop here. Yeah, and let's start another sentence. It's also the effects, and also so you can say it also causes limiting lung function and breathing difficulty, not difficulty breathing, and breathing difficulty. So this is how it should look like lah. Smoking bring impact, for example, irritation of trachea and larynx will stop. It also causes limiting lung function, breathing difficulty, and so on. Okay, yeah, break it up. But on the other, having said that, right, break up long sentences, excessively long sentences. At the same time, don't write 2 short sentences, 2 overly short sentences. Then it also becomes choppy. Then you need to combine them. For example, look at this. Data were collected on day 1. Data were also collected after 1 week. The measurements were taken at 9 a.m. This was done every day. You see, overly short sentences, so it's not, doesn't come across as professional, right? So there are 4 short sentences here. One way is by you combine 2 to make it 1, so you end up with 2 sentences instead of 4. Okay? How do you do this? Any suggestion? Combine the first 2. Using conjunctions lah. When you combine sentences, you know, isn't it simple sentence, compound sentence, complex sentence? I hope you remember when you combine sentences. These are all simple sentences. One subject, one verb. So in cases for more, for more, you call it writing to be effective and show that you are skillful in your writing, right? Use conjunctions to combine some sentences, so there's a variety lah. Not every sentence is short. There are some short, a bit long. There are some simple and some complex sentences, some compound sentences. Conjunction, you know what conjunctions in it? Joining words like and, but, so, or, using conjunctions. So how do you combine the first 2? Data were collected on day 1.
And after 1 week.
Correct, and after 1 week. So that's one sentence. And then the next one, the measurements were taken at 9 a.m.
The measurements were taken at 9 a.m. every day.
Correct. Here you don't even need to use a conjunction, right? So data were collected on day 1, and after 1 week, the measurements were taken at 9 a.m. Right? So this is what you need to combine. This is another example. These types of books seem boring to us, so we don't like reading these types of books. And then repeating the phrases, this type of books. Don't repeat. These types of books seem boring to us. So we don't like reading these types of books. You can combine it using a conjunction. You can say, or you can turn it the other way around, put the second part first. We don't like reading this type of books because they seem boring to us. One way. Or you can put the conjunction in front, as these types of books seem boring, as this type of books seem boring to us, comma, we don't like reading them. Yeah. So that's how we can combine. Yeah. All right. Okay. And then I think, okay. And then just a little bit more. Rearrange. Sometimes sentence structure, you have to, rearrange it. From the front, you bring it to the back. From the back, you bring it to the front. It depends on what you want to stress. What is the emphasis in this sentence? Whatever that you want to emphasize or highlight, put it in front of the sentence. For example, look at this. The percentage of students that feel that walking is good for them is 92%. What is the important fact here that needs to be highlighted in this sentence that is being highlighted? What is important in this whole sentence? And to go to the front. How should you rephrase this? And in the same way, also make it shorter. Yeah? This is like you're describing your data, isn't it? You start with like this, the percentage of students that feel that walking is good for them is 92%. How do you rephrase this?
92% of the students feel that walking is good for them.
Yeah. Correct, right? Rephrase and it's good for them. Yeah? Rather than writing this way, these are very awkward. Another one. The one who is responsible to do the background reading is Sam. Ayo. See how it's written? The one who is responsible. I mean, why go through all this and then finally give the person's name Sam? Isn't it? What we want is how should we write this? What is the important fact here that you want to highlight? And should put in the front of the sentence. Rather than going beating around the bush. So how do you write this?
Sam is responsible to do the background reading.
Yes, put the word Sam in front because the word Sam is the most important fact that you want to highlight here. Who is responsible to do background reading? Sam lah. So Sam is responsible, or to do, or just say Sam is responsible for the background reading. Yeah. Okay, right, good. With the help of Google Form, we can more easily to analyze the data. This one also grammatically is out. With the help of Google Form, we can more easily analyze the data. With the help of Google Form, we can more easily to analyze the data. Rewrite this. Don't say we can more easily. We can analyze the data more easily. You can start like this. We can analyze the data more easily with, no need the help, just with Google Form, or with the help also can. We can analyze data more easily with the help of Google Form, or we can analyze the data more easily with Google Form. That's it. Yeah. So the important information, put it in front, not at the back. Yeah. And this one, any act of plagiarism, we would try to avoid. Why write it this way? Yeah. Any act of plagiarism, we would try to avoid. Funny way of writing, isn't it? Remember, in English, always begin the sentence with the subject as far as possible. The direct way, the most straightforward, the most simple way is start with the subject. Start with the subject. What is the subject? Who is the doer here? Is we, isn't it? So write it the other way around. We would try to avoid any act of plagiarism, right? Okay, finally, the benefits of exercise that most students agree on are, again, benefits of exercise that most students agree on are. Put the subject in front. Who is the subject here? Who are the subjects here? Put it in front of the sentence. Is it the benefits, the subject, or is it most students is the subject? And the verb. Most students, isn't it? So how do you rewrite this? Most students. So where's the verb here? After the subject followed by the active verb or the action verb. Most of students agree Agree what? Agree that
Exercise can.
exercise can be beneficial. It's a little bit off here. I think maybe if let's say if I complete the sentence, let's say, the benefits of exercise that most students agree on are having healthy bodies or something like that. Being healthy. So most students agree that the benefits of exercise are having healthy bodies or having long life, let's say, for example. Yeah. So this is how you should write. Okay, right? Okay, good. I hope you hope you get the like I said some of you I mean all of us here read more. Yeah, the more you read, the more these are skills that you can pick up, and you can pick up all this kind of style of writing and sentence structure through reading. It's not so much studying it, it's through reading anything you can get your hands on. That's how you can improve your writing style. How to write effectively. Okay. Right, I think that should be the last one. This one, Google Form survey allow us to collect data more easier. I don't know why you always write the more easier and effective. Google, this is adjective, but here you're actually using an adverb to describe the collect, isn't it? The verb collect. Remember adverb? So how do you rewrite this? What's the correct way of saying this? Google Form survey allows us to collect data more what? What is the adverb for the word easy? More what?
Easily.
Yes, more easily and
Effectively.
Effectively, correct. More easily, effectively. Remember adverb? Most adverbs that end with the ly, because we're describing the action collect. It's not an adjective. This is adjective. Easy, easier, easiest. These are all adjectives. Effective is also adjective. Turning into an adverb, you add an ly there. All right. Okay, that's it. For writing tips, there are handouts. Some of this today's info was taken from the notes here. You can read up, but the examples were actually students' example, and you can read up further in your textbook. That in your textbook appendix, there is a writer's brief, a guide to writing paragraphs, sentences, and words. You can also use that use that as to consult to see examples. And the other one was from your textbook under I think if you notice just now some of my slides written textbook pages. It's in chapter 2. If you look at the writing process, there's a section starting page 46 under editing, right? Editing 46 to page 55, all about the different structures of sentences and so on. So you refer to that, right? This is all dealing with the writing style, the language that's used in writing documents. Okay, right. So done with that. Any questions? Keep that in mind. All right. So what we're going to do now, we can take 5 minute break. Come back in 5:15 so that finish early today. 5:15 because I have one more to go with you. One more input from week 10 under document design. I'm going to share some of them because we didn't have time to do that on week 10. But I'm going to share that with you now. Document design and graphics. How do you present? How do you write your reports, right? And how does your report look? How does it look on paper? That is also important. Not just the content, not just the language that you use to express, but how it looks on the page. It's also important. Yeah. So I'm going to cover a little bit on that. And because for proposal writing, marks are given for document design. Marks are not given for progress report. Under progress report, marks is not allocated for document design. So that's why, document design, it also refers to the type of font to use, the font size, whether single spacing, double spacing. That's why we didn't give any, stipulate any of these, requirements for progress report, because we are not giving any marks for allocated for document design for progress report. But in proposal report, yes, there is a section where 10 marks is allocated for document design, how you present the content on your page. Right, that's why we have requirements like, everybody, I think it must be double spacing, font type. I think you were given 3 choices lah: Arial or Times New Roman, and the other Helvetica, I think. And font size 12, double spacing. So also we're going to talk about that, and as well as your visuals. How do you present visuals on your page? How does it look on the pages? How does it come up? So we come back. We will come back. Time, about 5 minutes time. Yeah, okay. So I'll close this, right? You can leave now and we'll come back again in about 5 minutes time. All right.